Last time on Dice Funk.
I have a thing called beguiling defenses. So I have immunity to being charmed.
Attack Solomon while he's not expecting it.
Your claw on top of his head, and you crush him.
Oh.
Like someone rolling up a tube of toothpaste, you smash him, and his guts explode out of his eyes and mouth, and his head pops off.
Aimed at Kraken Bane's face, Ed is going to pull the mask off.
Do you know why I quit wrestling?
You're not her.
Since then, Solomon Luna has been using Katarina's memories, most specifically her fighting expertise, to improve the bodies he has. If the transfer would have been perfect, we could sell everyone a brand new body.
No, I'll kill these people. This is literal evil incarnate shit going on.
A lizard.
It's the lizard that looks like it's crying blood.
Is it the god? It's always full of tubes to keep it alive?
You are in the presence of Saint Luna, heir of Semuania, conduit of power, and the last living god.
Cash rules everything around me. Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo.
I grew up on the crime side, the New York Times side. Staying alive was no job, had second hands. Moms bounced on old men. So then we moved to Shaolin Land. A young youth, you're rocking the go-to. No goose, only way I begin to G-York was drug loot. And let's start it like this, son.
I was trying to attract a whale.
Okay.
Oh, the rare boner whale.
The humpback whale.
That a relative of the sperm whale.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we both made good whale jokes. I said humpback.
Back.
I hate this. All right, so previously on this adventure, you all had been escorted to a mega church in Old Valentine, where you had found the last living god, who you may refer to as one of many of his titles. You can just call him Luna. We can call him Saint Luna, which is what people who don't know he's actually a god call him. We can just call him the Big Horny Toad.
Can I call him Horny Boy?
Can we just...
I don't think so.
The big horn.
Hey, you show respect to the BHT, okay?
So you guys, at this point, you are surrounded by just, I'm just gonna ballpark it here, 100 Kraken Banes who just keep coming from every possible direction. They all have harpoons. They're like filling the pews. As you guys are being brought up to the stage, not onto it, but in front of it below, so that Luna can look down on you. This giant lizard, which is in some sort of medical disarray, has tubes in it, blood tubes, air tubes. It seems to just have like open wounds and sores. It's dying because it is mortal now.
Are there those hymnal books so that when everyone starts singing, we can sing along?
You will find there are no texts of any kind because this religion is not an old world religion with like rules and stuff. You'll have to ask him to know more. But no, you notice there are no symbols of Semuania in here.
Are the Kraken Banes at all distressed by the squished toothpaste Solomon?
Oh yeah, Solomon Luna's dead body is in here. No, they do not react to it at all. In fact, you kind of get the sense that the guy you talk to is just like a puppet that Saint Luna has been using, the public face. Lenora, he reached into your mind last episode, so you know that that's like his thing, is kind of using all of his flesh puppets to do his flesh business. As you might imagine, like a CEO and his employees, that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
So that's happening. You guys get brought up to the stage. You can just ask him the questions if you want to now, because he's squinting, can barely see you. His old eyes, not what they used to be, looks at you and says, "Conduits."
How'd you like a peek into my brain, big guy? Nice try.
I'm so tempted to have Bartis just say back, senile.
How was the reward for eating of my flesh and drinking of my blood?
What? I ain't ate no flesh.
3 times.
Oh boy, is that where it came from?
That's what equinox is, y'all.
Oh, it's old lizard blood.
Sure is. If you'll recall, when you guys went to Lion Hill and you connected to the Einsoft, you had a weird feeling, Lenora, that it was much like taking equinox. And that's why, because you were feeling, when you take the drug, the power of a god.
Can we just, like, all take a bite out of this lizard and all be Nox raged?
Yeah, let's just munch on. Come on.
That might be an option coming up, yeah.
Chomp chomp.
So what do you say to the revelation that you've been eating this guy all season?
Ugh, gross.
I mean, how do you think he feels? He was totally expecting to use that to just take over your body and kill all your friends with you, but then you had to go and take a fucking Fae thing.
Ha 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 ha. Sucks to sucks, doesn't it, old man?
It was a whole, like, encounter I had planned where the whole team has to fight Lenora, but I guess not.
Suck it. I'm gonna do a crotch chop.
That's very disrespectful in the presence of a god.
God schmod.
So, if survival is your whole thing, like, why did you not go for conduit of survival? That seems like a easy win if surviving is your whole thing.
Survival was my father's gift.
I'm sorry. Survival was my father.
I know.
So that explains it. You didn't die when the initial passive gods died, but your father did.
With his last breath, my father willed me into this world. My first act on this earth was to chew through his body and emerge screaming into the light.
Are we sure this isn't an elaborate shoot for like a metal video?
So yeah, that was what was being portrayed in the painting, The Orphans of Semuanya, was all the lizard folks around the body of Semuanya right before that happened. The last god to die used his power of survival to birth a son. And he tells you, you do not choose your gift.
I'm pretty sure I picked mine.
Laura picked Frank's gifts. Frank did not. As we've seen with Alex touching the Sephiroth, it's just something that happens to you. So, in this universe, like Thor did not choose to be the god of thunder. It was just something that happened to him. You may think you have chose it, and I let you do this because we're players playing a game. But in this world, conduits are just a thing. You touch a Sephiroth, you get a power. You don't really fill out a form because it's just the whatever force in the universe you have the strongest connection to. In fact, Luna says, do you know what the difference is between a conduit and a god?
I don't know, but please stop talking like that.
Gods have worse breath?
The gods are dead?
We're just gonna dunk on him!
Again, this god is talking to an ideal form at the same time, so it's just like...
That's true, yeah.
In fact, Martis will answer the question with a question. What's the difference between a god and a form?
Gods are form's perfect vessels. The difference between a god and a conduit is prayer. The people pray to me to grant them power. No one prays to you.
Whomst among us is praying to you, crusty boy?
You pray to me when you kill to protect yourself. You pray to me when you steal to live. You pray to me when you cheat and you lie. You pray to me with every breath.
If you're so perfect, why you gotta be full of tubes?
I am mortal, like all gods now, but not for long.
Hey, I worked very hard to kill all those gods. I hate him.
You do? He just seems pretty cool.
He's a little bitch.
So, what is your plan to cheat mortality? I was there when the gods died, and I'm interested in seeing what your plans are to circumvent all of that.
I'm just thinking out loud here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
If this thing is legitimately powered by prayer, and even if it's not, even if it's the tubes that are keeping it alive, Just spitballing here, if I sent this thing to a harmless demiplane, it wouldn't be in the same place as either the prayers or the tubes. That's just a thought I'm having at this moment.
I do like this thought.
I could maybe get this thing away from its prayers and its tubes.
Mostly it's tubes.
I'm mostly thinking the tubes.
No, my tubes. I need my tubes.
We all love the word tube so much.
Tube. But yeah, so Luna says to you all, your work glorifies me. Do you know what power is?
Your mom.
A mathematical function that expresses relationships between orders of magnitude? I forgot. I didn't pay attention during math class.
I was just going to be like, do you know what power is? And you guys were all going to be like, being strong. And then he was actually going to give you the actual mathematical scientific answer, which you kind of skipped to. But
well, there I go, being facetious and being...
I know. So you say that. You crack wise to him, and he says, power is work over time.
Oh, dear. I remember this class.
Yeah, that is the physical equation for power, and he is the conduit of power. And he's, gods are just conduits who are prayed to. That is, in this universe, like something he's revealing to you. That the only difference between gods and you guys are the fact that people don't pray to you. And that's literally the only difference.
Oh.
Well, what's the difference between cheering for someone and praying for them when these are the people who are protecting you? We're protecting the people and they're looking to us for protection. What's the real difference between that and prayer?
I believe the difference is that, as he's saying, people don't invoke our name or think of us when they do things on their own.
They should.
I should.
Merely looking at us for protection is not enough.
Also, don't give him the answer. I was hoping he wouldn't have an answer. It kind of ruined it for me.
So he's the conduit of power, which makes him very powerful, obviously, duh. But power is a real thing in physics. And the equation for power is work over time. So what he's saying is, when people work, when they labor in a place like Valentine, they are worshiping him. They are keeping him alive by working for him. And it gives him this power, which is why he uses his meat puppets, 3D printed meat puppets, to run a corporation.
Listen, I don't play D&D to be subjected to fucking physics and math.
It's a game about math, you herb.
You can't just call me a herb.
Considering we do as little work as possible and we stretch it out over as much time as possible, does that mean we're producing little power, so we're not really helping him?
No, that's the thing he's saying. He's saying everything you've done has powered him up. That is why Solomon lets you guys go around unperturbed for so long. Eventually, you were kind of a threat to him, and he started trying to impede you with Kraken Bane. But actually, you've been worshiping him every time you try to increase your power in Valentine.
Congratulations, we played ourselves.
How does this translate to you gaining immortality if everything that we do and everything everyone does practically gives you power?
Solomon was approached by someone about to perform a most interesting experiment.
Ah, little fuck.
An experiment you all passed on, and he was only too happy to allow me to take your role.
Aaron's a scrub. I decided.
Yeah, so you guys didn't want to be in Aaron's experiment, so he went to Luna, and Luna thinks his experiment is going to help him be immortal.
Thanks, Reese.
And Luna also says, I will give you this choice. Die peacefully, and your families will be left alone, as your bodies and memories are repurposed to serve me. Or die messy, and I will take your lineage with it.
Third option, we kill your fucking ass.
Send him to the tube-free zone.
Okay, I'm going to try sending him to the tube-free zone. I'm going to attempt to cast banishment on him.
All right, so Frank, a god
Yeah?
just tried to give you an ultimatum, and you said, if I can quote you, how about I kill your ass? How do I roll? What's the roll, dog?
Charisma saving throw.
He doesn't seem very charismatic.
I forget. This is gonna be a fucking infinity number, isn't it?
17.
That matches my number.
He saves.
Ah, fuck.
No.
Okay, can I
Tubes.
just like straight afterwards second banishment?
So there's a 6 second delay.
Okay.
Let me say something. What's the card?
I used banishment. Oh, it was GTFO. GTFO.
Yeah.
All right. So threatened by a god, the god of power, no less. You raise up that card that says "Get the fuck out." It flashes with magic, and you see him. He braces against like the wave of magic that washes over him, but he does not falter. Tubes flowing in the the wake of the magic. Blood starts like leaking out of his mouth and nose and eye. This dude is dying. Capital D. And all the Kraken Banes, remember there's 100 of them in this room, turn harpoons ahead at you guys. You are surrounded by 100 people with harpoons.
I want to turn, and I am going to charge straight into the Kraken Banes.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment, I'm going to kind of like shout out to everyone, like focus on killing him.
Mm-hmm.
And while Reese is running, she's drawing things all across herself.
Oh my goodness gracious, Gordon goodness. All right, let's roll initiative. You guys are just fighting this god.
Yeah, we gotta fight
I'd
God.
love to fight a god. Casually on a Tuesday night.
All right, 23.
Anything's possible on Tuesday.
Can I Nox Rage?
Yes.
Get advantage.
What's your initiative, you goof?
8 initiative.
I got a 10 with advantage.
All of us rolled 8. Oh, I thought we all rolled 8. I was going to be really happy.
I did roll 8, but then I used advantage.
16.
He has no bonus, little fuck.
He has no bonus because he can't move.
He can't move.
But he still wins.
He's a big old stationary bro.
Kick his tubes.
He's a tower.
I was confused because I saw he had 0 dexterity. I was like, he's a god. How can he have 0 dexterity? And then I remembered he can't stand.
He's too big.
All right. So, Reese, you're over here with the Kraken Banes. Everyone else, I'll put you up here. Ed, bad guys. Lenora, Frank, Reese.
I apologize against my turn, Austin, because there's going to be a fuck ton of nonsense.
I love nonsense, dude. All right, so we're fighting a god. First up, Ed. You see Reese run off into the crowd of Kraken Banes. There's 100 harpoons bear down on her. What do you do?
Ed is going to cast Hail of Thorns on himself as a bonus action. He's going to cast it as a 3rd level spell. He's going to shoot into the crowd with Accelerando at just one of the Kraken Banes.
Mm-hmm.
I have advantage on this attack roll, so I'm just attacking one of the Kraken Banes like in the crowd itself, not adjacent to Reese.
They are a collective unit called the Swarm of Kraken Banes. So, yeah.
So the first attack is 20.
Hit.
All right, so that's going to do... I'll invoke sneak attack on that one there, so they'll take 3d6 plus 6 damage initially. Wow, I only rolled 10, and then you need to roll a dex saving throw for them as the bullet explodes into like thorns in in a 5-foot radius sphere in that crowd.
7, they fail.
They fail, so they take the full brunt of 3d10 damage. That's 15. So one target takes 25 damage. The rest takes 15. At the same time, Martis lines up with Coda and takes a shot at the god. 30?
Yep, 30 hits.
All right. That will do 2d6 plus 6 damage. 14 damage to him.
This might be a good time just to say, so Solomon Luna, the character who was toothpasted last episode, was not a clone, but Luna the god does not care about him especially. He's just one of a long line of regular lizard folks he was using as a meat puppet.
Yeah.
So there is no more character Solomon Luna except for the Kraken Banes.
Yeah.
So you guys did kill him. It just turns out he wasn't really that important. He was just the voice.
Yep.
He was just the body that the god Luna spoke through.
All right, so that is Ed's turn. He basically he's doing it's like almost like a split buddy cop shootout. One of them is going after the crowd, the other one's going after the god.
I love it. So Luna is going to spray a jet of his own blood out of his eye. Ugh. Like a fire hose, like a riot hose, at the party except for Reese. So everybody make dexterity saving throws.
Oof.
Oh, well, I crit.
I rolled a 13 on mine.
13 fails.
9? Is that higher than 13?
No. So
No.
Lenora succeeds, everyone else fails, and you are going to take damage as this wave of blood. Like it's coming out like enough to knock a person off their feet because he's so big.
What type of damage is this going to be?
Force. It's literally just the force of the blood splurting out.
I was hoping absorb elements could apply, but okay.
Yeah, what element would that be? Blood element.
The element of wet.
Yeah, I was hoping acid is what it was.
44 damage.
Oh, wow.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
How's Frank?
He's alive. He's a squishy boy, but he's alive.
On retrospect, the healer going into the swarm may not have been the best idea.
Frank can just about heal.
Oh, I'm sure it'll work itself out.
This cannon shot of blood slams into the main party, just absolutely decimating them for a ton of damage. I thought Frank might have died in one shot. That's how bad it is. This guy is not messing around.
1 HP, I'll give you that.
That rules. All right, the Kraken Banes for their turn are 100 people with harpoons stab Reese. It doesn't hurt them. They know that for next turn. But right now they don't, and they all in a frenzy just start stabbing her.
Do they accidentally stab each other?
No, because they have Katarina's discipline. And it actually, if Katarina was smarter, I would have Katarina's memories remind Solomon's memories so that they wouldn't waste this turn. But it's a canonical fact about Katarina is that she's not that smart, so that's not what happens. So they waste their turn stabbing Reese. And it is now Lenora's turn. Lenora, you just got blasted with blood, homie.
I was thinking about blighting him. That's 98 damage. But I don't know how strong his constitution is. My other plan was to use my conduit power to pull out all his tubes.
Ooh.
Seems extremely rude.
I think I want to try to pull out all his tubes.
Go team tube removal.
So I have advantage as a strength contest against charisma, correct?
So actually, it's just going to be a stat because he's not defending. He doesn't have like tube muscles. So I'm just going to give you a DC of 10. You have to beat to just yank them out.
Whoa, good thing I have advantage, huh?
Yep.
21, I would have gotten a botch, but I got a 21.
Instead of accidentally giving him a bunch of extra blood or whatever, Lenora, you start yanking out his medical tubes. This is very karmic because some of these tubes are the ones which take blood out of his body, which is used to make Equinox. And you're the character who's been taking it all season. So it's very...
Sure. No.
Gross.
Still drinking it.
Yuck.
No. I'd be so strong, though.
All right, so you yank out the tubes on him, and he is going to take... First of all, he's going to get disadvantage on everything for a turn, and he's going to take...
I just wanted to point out I do use my power so that I can pull out multiple tubes at once.
Yeah, so he takes 17 damage. I'm just saying you just raise your hands, and then you yank them apart in different directions, and just tubes just go, ripping out of him everywhere. It's just like a Magneto scene. So he takes 17 damage, and he is shook, which is a status effect I just made up. All right, and it is Frank's turn. Frank, you just got fucking leveled with a blast of blood, but the god of power is shook.
I'm using my conduit power aura of vitality. So I'm going to have my healing energy radiate from an aura of 30 feet around me, and I'm going to use it to try and regain 2d6 hit points.
Nice.
Which I can do once per turn for, like, a while. So...
the rest of the combat.
Okay, that's more than 1 health. And I can still attack this turn, right? I believe?
Now that can be that's your bonus action. You can still cast a spell because that's the thing about conduits is that they're not spells. There's something special and different and extra.
Okay.
So I don't want them to just feel just like spells. So that's your bonus action. You can still cast a spell.
Okay, I'm gonna make one more attempt to cast banishment on Tube God. Come on, Tube God. Let's
Tube God.
see you not be too charismatic this time, please.
We can't call him Tube God.
Tube
Yes,
God.
we can.
Tube God.
13.
Tubes for the tube god.
He is banished to a hut. Is he from this plane?
It doesn't matter because he has something called a legendary action. which means there's certain abilities he can take using separate resources that normal characters don't have access to. One of them is when he fails a save, he can choose to succeed instead. So he does that.
Well, okay, I used up one of those, I suppose.
That is a finite resource, so that's not like a wasted turn. You have to chip away at those.
Yeah.
You can do that. Yeah, you can only do that a certain number of times total, probably. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so you blast him again with GTFO, and you see like this wave of magic wash over him. He's actually pushed back like a couple inches, and he races against it. And you see like he gets like less solid, like he, like a ghost is like translucent. He starts to like fade out, and then through force of will and divinity, wills himself back into existence.
Must be nice.
And now it is Reese's turn. Reese, you've been stabbed 100 times.
Okay. So as Reese was running into this swarm of Kraken Banes,
God, this fucking whole thing is so audacious and ballsy. I love you guys.
she was beginning to change. Like she was beginning to do the shapeshift that normally kind of would associate her turning into a rat. But instead of getting smaller and smaller, she's getting bigger and bigger. And as she's kind of reaching that point, her art is kind of continuing to grow upon herself. And where her front teeth would grow massive and large and kind of jagged, and her fingernails would grow into just kind of claws. She's kind of drawing on top of them to give them more length, essentially almost like flicking like the paintbrush that is her conduit of art, and almost like turning her nails into like 20-foot long nails, just enormous claws, essentially, as she dives into her full transformed were-rat form.
Hell yeah.
And she is going to just essentially cast a spell that is basically just a bomb sort of on top of her. She's going to cast a synaptic something. I've lost the name of it. Synaptic static. Yeah. Synaptic static on top of herself.
Uh-huh.
And all the Kraken Banes have to try to make a save against it. Essentially an intelligence save. Let me double check. I think it's intelligence.
Okay, so what does turning into a full-on were-rat give you in this instance?
The main thing it's doing, because ultimately it would give kind of, I assume, natural weaponry sort of thing, strengths. That the more of what she's doing is Reese is creating, using her conduit of art, a bigger presence to herself by like embellishing the details, taking what was already kind of a rabid and savage form and making it more imposing to draw the attentions of the Kraken Bane to her, and to try to make it so that she can kind of create a big enough a presence that they can't get past her.
Okay, so you're using your conduit of art to draw aggro.
Yes. And I should also note, she is, without remorse, intending to kill every single one of these.
The tragedy continues. All right, intelligence saving throw?
Yes.
Unless their intelligence is 2 or lower, which I don't think is the case for these.
Katarina wasn't that dumb.
I know.
I'm actually using Katarina's sheet.
Oh, so they're dumb.
8.
That is not a save, so it's going to be 15. Wow, man, these are some shit rolls.
That was really, but
that was 8d6, by the way.
Yeah, 8d6, which maximum theoretical 48 damage, actual damage 15. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, when the first hail of gunfire, as Ed was shooting into the Kraken Banes, I think he killed one, and this static blast overwhelms the mind of another one, and it dies, like, brain hemorrhages out as its mind is psychically static. So there's 98 Kraken Banes left, making progress.
It's worth noting that those that, even if they saved it against it, are having muddled thoughts for 1 minute, and they subtract that roll from attack rolls or ability checks. But what I'm hoping is that with muddled thoughts, these ones have more and more difficulty realizing that their attacks are wasted on trying to hurt Reese, and she can continue to try to just, because what I'm just going to do next turn is just become a whirlwind of death at that point, and just start trying to like buzzsaw through them.
The muddled thoughts manifest as a D6 penalty on attack rolls and ability checks and constitution saving throws.
Nice. All right, Ed, it's your turn. In the crowd, were-rat static on the stage. A god is having his tubes ripped out and not being banished.
Ed is just going to cast haste on himself.
Mm-hmm.
and overclock himself, which he can do. So basically now he's just got himself a lot of speed. His speed went from 30 feet to 80 feet now. And he is just going to do like a circle strafe move around the edge of the church as he then uses the remaining 2 actions he has, because he now has haste on himself, to pull 2 shots against the god, against Luna. 31 on the first attack.
Hit.
20 on the second attack.
Hit.
25 damage on that barrage as Ed and Martis are basically trying to draw Luna's attention towards them as they circle towards him.
All right, nice. So now it is enemy's turn. So first what's going to happen is the Kraken Banes are going to try to wrestle Reese to the ground. There's a lot of them, so some of them are still stabbing ineffectively, and they are muddled. So what's going to happen is I'm going to roll. The advantage of them being outnumbering you is going to be disadvantaged by them being muddled, and also -6. So we're going to have a contest. Chris.
Okay. What kind of contest?
Strength.
Okay.
I forgot I was basing this on Katarina, so she's a dex-based character. Strength is not going to avail me.
Well, if it helps, I'm not much. Hey, 14, fuck yourself!
Yeah, so Kraken Bane rolls 6, you roll 14. So they're climbing all over you. It's like that fucking, what's that zombie movie where all the zombies make a scaffolding of bodies?
A pile?
Oh, World War Z, where they climb up the side of the Israel city. Its name I forget.
Yes. They World War Z all over Reese, and they are unable to pin you down because you are a hulking were-rat, and that fight continues.
Can I add that I throw one to the ground and stomp on its neck to kill it?
Sure, I have reserves.
Sweet.
Yes. And Luna is going to try a new tactic. One is Ed, as you run around the edge of the stage, a Kraken Bane is going to leap at you.
Mm-hmm.
So Luna puppets one of them to stab you as you run by.
Mm-hmm.
13.
Misses.
Nice. Do you do a sweet flip?
Oh, I got a better idea. They spot the Kraken Bane come out. Ed tosses the gun up. Martis catches it, and then Ed just sort of like a keto shoves him aside as they move on before getting the gun back from Martis. So
nice. And so Luna tries another tact, which is he focuses on one of the Kraken Banes. As we've seen, the Equinox was a drug made from his blood the whole time. The whole point was to be able to control people who used it eventually, or if it needed be. That didn't work, but he can control some of these people who have Luna's blood.
Mm-hmm.
And he focuses on one of them, and they explode. He suicide bombs one of the Kraken Banes on Reese. So that's going to be force damage, which you are not immune to. Reese, dexterity saving throw as one of the Kraken Banes tackling you explodes.
16.
That saves. So you're going to take half.
It's basically akin to throwing a grenade in the pile and just letting it blow up.
The ultimate irony that the Katarinas have become grenades themselves.
Yeah, I actually didn't think of that, but yes. So one of the Kraken Banes explodes and the force concusses you. Reese, you take 11 damage. He can do that.
Well, 5 damage.
Yes, because you saved. So he could do that, and this could get pretty bloody and pretty nasty as bone shrapnel flies through the audience. I was
going to say, it takes Kraken Banes out as well, right?
Yes, it does. And also, it looks like it took him a lot of focus. He's bleeding from every orifice and just out of wounds. He's just pussing up. It takes
Still your tubes.
Yes, all the tube holes. It seems like it hurt a lot. As that happens, boom, Kraken Banes start exploding. The doors of the megachurch fly open.
Ugh, I had a cool plan.
And you hear a voice say, "Oh, y'all are fucked now!" And you see Rosen stroll in with 2 submachine guns, flanked by a squadron of mole folk.
Are they here for me?
I think they may be here for the god.
They're here for Rat Girl, okay?
They're not brainwashed, right?
Rosen says, "I bribed Blood Ball with 2 sandwiches and a Coke, and he said you guys came down here. What's up?"
What's up? Fuck yeah.
Rosen is a humanoid, right?
Rosen is a fire newt, which is a kind of lizard that can breathe fire.
But like,
But yes,
he's
is anthropomorphic.
Yeah, okay, he's a humanoid. That's good.
And Rosen leading the mole folk faction of the hospitality branch that you guys control. They work for you. They're your soldiers.
They love us.
You didn't tell them you were coming down here, but Bloodmaw is very suggestible. He's a chaotic evil creature who just acts on instinct. So he told them you were down here, and Rosen came to back you up because you guys are ride or die.
Yes, ride or die, bitch.
All the mole folk have guns.
I love them.
They're all, I mean, this is the faction of the hospitality branch that wanted to overthrow Memphis and who tried to kill Beatrice. So they are pretty dangerous, but they're working for you now. They're all like, drug dealers, drug enforcers, assassins, those types of people. Like people that Daredevil beats up, mostly. And all of them have guns, and they just open up on the Kraken Banes.
Sweet.
And it is Lenora's turn. Lenora, your homie's here, and all your mole buddies are here, and they're going to start mowing down Kraken Banes for you. This is what you get for owning hospitality.
Yay. Well, okay. That doesn't really affect my plan.
It means you aren't going to get stabbed 97 times.
Yes, I appreciate that a lot. All right, so I'm going to cast on the big tube boy.
I have a name.
Nope, he's the tube man.
Not a tube.
I'm going to use one of my warlock features called Mire the Mind. And I'm going to cast slow on Big Luna.
Uh-oh. So I got to make a save? What kind?
Wisdom.
All right.
But doesn't he have disadvantage because I detubed him?
You did. 23, 23.
God damn it, twice? No, what a waste of a spell slot. I'm so excited. I've been like fucking doing the little fly hands for fucking months, waiting to use this shit at a good time. I just fucking wasted a spell slot.
Did you just cast Ligma?
What?
Ligma balls.
He got gut.
Oh no, I got Bowfoot.
Did you cast Up Dog? Frank, it's your turn.
Okay, so another 2d6 healing on this turn. Okay, 5 more health. That's good. That's good. We're getting somewhere. Frank is gonna try and cast Immolation on Tube God.
I've given up trying to call him by his name.
Tubes for the tube god.
He's gonna make a dexterity saving throw, which he ain't great at.
No, he actually just cannot move. 9.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. So you're gonna take 8d6 fire damage to start. We've got some other things to do afterwards.
It takes him several turns to recharge that blood beam. If you could ease up on the damage a little bit so I get to kill you, that'd be super cool.
Okay, so that's 25 damage off the bat. Also, let's get into what else it does. The tube god is now wreathed in fire. It sheds a bright light for about 30 foot, that's fine. And at the end of each of its turns, it has to do that dexterity save again, and it might take another 4d6 fire damage every turn until it beats me in a dex contest.
Oh my, is he gonna die in a funeral pyre while people call him Tube Boy?
Oh god, if he's killed by this, he's gonna be turned to ash, so...
All right, and it is Reese's turn. Reese, the hospitality branch people are going to take care of the Kraken Banes if you want. You can stay fighting them if you want, but that is the bonus you guys got for taking control of hospitality, so you don't have to stay there if you don't want.
Kind of want to. I kind of want to murder all of them. Feels very fitting. Very thematically fitting.
It's very cathartic to just sort of like...
So here's what I'll start with. So I'm going to use one of my College of Glamorous powers, which I haven't used to this point, which is called Mantle of Inspiration. And it's something that I can do as a bonus action just by expending one of my Bardic Inspiration powers. And I grant myself a wondrous appearance. So not only am I flaming monstrous, were-rat, I am now immaculately monstrous flaming were-rat, essentially. And all my allies, basically, I don't know if I can count Rosen and all them allies from the distance they're at, but the rest of the party will all get 8 temporary hit points and can immediately use their reaction to move up to their speed without provoking opportunity attacks. So give them a little bit of health.
Nice.
And give you guys a chance to, position yourself in different places if you want.
Thank you for the health.
Gonna stick my boot in his tube holes.
Ed will take that and move and move 60 feet to get into better positioning towards Big Boy. And also, and as with other fights, intentionally position himself so that he has to choose to either attack Ed solely or everyone else. So,
and for my action, I'm going to have Reese cast animate objects, and I'm going to have her animate the row of pews to either side of her to essentially like stand them up and try to create walls that the Kraken Banes would run into and then be within just range of gunfire because they can't get over it. They're not expecting to have to jump over it that way.
All right, so I don't need to make any rolls for that, right?
No, because technically what I do is I would turn them into minions. They have different stats, and it's a whole bunch of like number crunch nonsense. So I'm just saying that these pews are going to be like, no! And they're going to try to prevent them from moving on past us.
All right, so we'll say for the role-playing consequences, you're going to minimize molefolk casualties there by frustrating the Kraken Banes.
Please save my round furry boys.
And now it is Ed's turn. I've moved out the rest of the party, the non-Reese party, because of that mantle of inspiration. So now you guys aren't in range to all be killed by a single blood blast. So that's good.
You know, there's sort of like a finger guns moment. Like Mardis as Mage Hand gives sort of finger guns towards the face of Saint Luna and drops Hunter's Mark on him, essentially saying,
"The gods are all supposed to be dead. I guess I might be the one to help finish the job."
And then he's going to unleash 3 attacks against Luna. 21, 18 for the second.
No.
So he only hits once. That's fine. He does 3d6 plus 6 damage. That's 18 damage as Ed continues to basically just like kite back and forth to draw attention / distraction tactics as he stays fairly close to the god.
All right. And now it is Luna's turn. He is going to focus on Ed.
Sure.
All right. So you run up onto the stage, get into like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like execution style, basically. You're about to finish him off, and he's going to swat at you with his big claws, the same ones he used to kill Solomon.
Yep.
25, 18, 14.
The first one hits, the second 2 misses.
9, as he swats you with his big claw. Not a lot. Bad rolls.
We'll take the 9 damage, and I reserve concentration, so Ed still has... Yep, the Hunter's Mark still persists, so...
Oh, before you finish, Luna's turn finishes. You've got to do a dex save.
Dex save.
Oh, gosh. Come on. He's so old. 1!
Okay, that does not save. You're going to take another 4d6 fire damage.
He is going to use one of his legendary actions to choose to save on that, so he does not die on this turn.
Okay, and... you saved, which means that the flames go out, I believe. Yes.
All right. He summons the last reservoir of his godly power and wills the fire to be snuffed out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, tube man.
One of the Kraken Banes is going to stab Lenora.
That's so rude.
9.
Ha, suck it. Nope.
All right, yeah, so a Kraken Bane runs at you with its harpoon. Lenora, what do you do?
Can I kick him in the gut?
Sure.
I'm gonna kick him in the gut.
You kick him in the gut. He doubles over. He's like, "Oh, you suck." And then
You suck.
Rosa just walks up and shoots him in the back of the head.
Thanks, homie.
Ride or die, bitch.
Yeah, we do like we daps. Do the daps?
Dap it up, yeah.
Yeah, those things.
And Lenora, it's your turn.
All right. Big boy, that is a Constitution saving throw because I'm gonna cast Blight from 30 feet away.
16. Save. He saves.
No, my 2 spell slots were useless.
You still did a lot of damage. Blight does a ton of damage.
That's true. I believe that's 98.
20.
20. Suck on that.
All right. So Lenora, you start. What you play your? Do you have a Blight song?
For some reason, I imagine it as like the lead up to The Joker and the Thief by Wolfmother.
Yeah, that's good. And as this necrotic energy washes over him, he just starts vomiting blood on the stage.
Oh, I think we think that may have done something, boys.
It's very bad for him. Frank, it's your turn. Luna does not look good, and the molefolk are beginning to overwhelm the Krakenbane.
Okay,
Bless these moles.
I'm gonna try and cast a lightning bolt on the god. So let me just find my what do I roll for that?
19.
How he can't move? Did he just like move an inch to the left or something?
You still take half damage. So that's let me do my 8d6.
It's more about, it's like Frank didn't quite hit him dead on, so he got...
Did he like do a little shimmy?
I like to think he just leaned to the right a little bit.
You still take 13.
All right, the lightning slams into him, his body's electrified, and the heat and the pressure pop one of his eyeballs with a sickening squish.
Oh, that's gross.
And, let's see, as a reaction to that, he's going to blast blood at Ed. Dexterity saving throw, Ed.
I missed 15.
Oops.
No.
Yep. All right. Ed is unconscious.
All right. With the last gasps of Luna's life, as you know, his eye explodes. He's vomiting out blood. He's dying before you all. He summons up what little power he has left and uses a torrential spout of blood to blast Ed off the stage, and he slams into the wall, crumples into a heap on the floor. And Reese, it's your turn. Luna has one eye, no guts, on fire. Ed is in a puddle of blood, unconscious. Molefolk and Krakenbanes are fighting. Lenora and Rosen are dapping.
Okay, I thought we already finished dapping, but
They're just doing it for like a full turnaround.
We don't tell me you don't have like an 8-second long dapping sequence with Rosen, okay?
Rosen has to do a new dap after every kill. It's the rules.
okay.
Yeah.
Moral support.
So is the wave of Krakenborn basically more or less gone at this point?
Krakenborn.
Kraken, whatever.
Yeah, with your animate objects, the Molefolk are going to win.
Okay.
Yes, it's not over yet, but they're going to win.
It sounded like you said with your anime objects.
Mm-hmm.
It basically is what it is. I basically turned the pews into fucking
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast like objects that just like jump through the crowd hurting people.
They all start singing "Be Our Guest."
But more or less, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever Disney song you'd like, they're singing it. I want to look down to one of the Krakenbane, and for the case of style, I'm gonna say it's the one that they initially talked to, and maybe it's one that's not quite dead yet.
Yeah, I definitely like it being Krakenbane Prime, the one that killed Professor Blackwood and Inspector William Graves.
And Reese is going to start to transform back a little bit, like her were rat features are disappearing a little bit, enough to at least give her human eyes or elf eyes. But as she looks this Krakenbane Prime in the eyes and says, "Every part of you needs to disappear from this world." And then she's going to drive her sword through the neck of that creature, and then head over to try to heal Ed.
All right, so you slam your cosplay sword
Yes.
through Krakenbane Prime, and you guys lock eyes. And in a Katarina-esque voice, Krakenbane says, "Reese," and like tries to put a hand on the side of your face, and says, "Remember."
Emotional blackmail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a sword through the throat at this point.
So you just pull it out and walk away? You don't even humor?
Trying to think if there's anything.
It's definitely a gurgle, but yeah, it's trying
Yeah.
it's trying to emotionally blackmail you. Because it does remember what Katarina remembered, so it's pulling on like genuine emotions, but it's not the same person.
I'm trying to think if there's a cool line I want to say as I walk away. Get fucked, skank cannon.
Wait a minute.
I'm trying to think of like a phrase.
Get fucked, skank cannon. You can't top get fucked, skank cannon. We might as well move on.
I mean, I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna be more poignant, like it's time for you to sail on or something else, something more poignant. But
You know what? Here's the line I'll say. So as she's done that, she's walking away. Katarina gargles out the line. Last thing Reese will say to her is, "I'm disappointed in you."
Oh,
Fuck.
And then go heal. Then go heal Ed.
So you use your action to attack. Do you have a bonus action to heal Ed?
I don't, but I can try to heal him on my next turn.
All right, so Ed, it's your turn. You got to make a death saving throw.
Cool. All right. Time for the D20. Let's see here. I save, so succeed. So that's one success.
Nice. And now it is enemy's turn. Kraken Banes are going to attack Lenora as she's dapping.
can you not?
These rude motherfuckers just attacking people while they're dabbing.
12, 12, 9.
Suck it, suck it, suck it.
All right, tell me what happens. 3 harpoon-wielding murderers run at you.
I mean, the dap sequence has got to have like some
We just dapped them away.
dips and some other motions, Yeah, there's some dips and some other moves, and they're just stabbing through the air as they're just moving right out of the way.
Yeah, like they keep flying over us like it's some kind of comedy.
There's a point where Rosa and Lenora hook legs and hop around in a circle, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time Lenora dodges, Rosen shoots. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, I love Rosen.
And you have to keep on dapping. Yeah, keep on dapping.
Every kill.
Yeah, we're doing like the woogie 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 rocket power thing.
Oh my god, Squid, can you not?
Oh, geez. That's a reference.
Hello, I was a kid in the 90s.
Yeah. So that was with the last of Luna's strength commanding the Kraken Banes, and is going to make one of them explode on Lenora as well, because... No, the lightning was Frank. Actually, Luna is going to make one of the Kraken Banes explode on Frank. Frank, dexterity saving throw.
8.
13 damage.
Oops.
Okay, I'm still alive. I'm good.
Are you?
Yeah, I had 22 health.
Nice. I thought Frank was toast.
No, I got that bonus 8 from Reese before. Brought me up to 22.
Oh, the mantle of inspiration.
I'm helping.
You are.
I've been healing myself like 2d6 every turn for a while, and I got a bonus 8. I'm good.
All right, you get hit by bone shrapnel, which is grotesque, but you survive. And it is Lenora's turn.
He dead yet?
He is dying. He throws up what looks like a lung. One
Oh,
eye.
I want to murder him. I want to do it.
I'm just afraid that he might just throw up more on Ed while he's laying there.
All right, I'm out of spell slots. So.
Warlock.
Oh, can I, what can I do to him then? Is there something big I can
Smack
throw
him with his cables.
Can I throw his lung back in his face?
It's not a magnetic object.
It's not like metals though, it's anything.
Whip him in the ass with his cables.
All right, then I want to throw a pew at Big Luna.
You want to throw a pew?
A church pew.
All right, make an attack roll.
Pew pew.
That's with my charisma, correct?
Yep, your spell attack roll.
And I have advantage because I'm in a rage. 23, suck it. How much damage does a piece of wood do?
2d10. That's what I've been using for all of your charisma stuff.
6 damage. Is that enough to kill him?
Pay me a word picture.
This is gross.
This is your moment, Lenora. Kill a god.
I'm gonna kill a god again. I kill all the gods.
How do you kill a god with a pew?
I'm gonna shove it through his eye.
Like a fucking badass?
I'm gonna fucking like a spike to the brain. I'm gonna shoot it right through his other eye because he already lost one eye.
All right, so you use your conduit of magnetism to throw a pew. It slams into his one remaining eye. Blood spurts all around it, and you just keep shoving it in slowly. It pops and squirt like the way that Luna died, Solomon Luna.
He gets squished and squashed and squished.
You squash his brain out of his eye hole as you shove a pew inside his head.
Who's the god now,
huh? What are his last words?
Buffet these nuts.
As he dies, he just gurgles out, "As long as you work, you worship me."
You dead, bitch.
Gunshots, 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 gunshots. Silence.
Oh, I thought we were doing gunshot, cash register noise.
Yeah, all I want to do is psh, 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 and kill a god. The last god is dead.
Good, fuck him.
You're welcome.
Ed,
Uh-huh.
you're sticky as hell, bro.
Uh-huh.
What kind of consequences do you have from being hit with a waterfall of blood so hard you flew across the room and slammed into the wall?
I don't know yet. I have no idea. I will say that any attempt to heal Ed will result in him not coming to for the time being.
Ooh. So you're making a choice to remain unconscious?
Yes.
Ooh, interesting.
Can I clean him up? I'm gonna use prestidigitation to make him a little less sticky.
You're all very sticky. Are you going to clean everybody, Lenora?
Yeah, it's a cantrip, bitch.
Nice. So Lenora, you start cleaning people. Rosen finishes off the last couple of Kraken Banes, just execution style, pop, pop. Just like standing over them, like, what's good? What's good?
I love Rosen.
Just stunting on the bodies. What do you guys do? The mole folk are like cleaning up, checking their ammo, milling about.
Raises for everyone.
Yay!
Is there any sign in here of... Because Luna was supposedly able to, like, predict everyone's movements and what they were going to do?
Mm.
Is there any sign of, like, how this was done? Is there, like, some tech around?
I love that question. I was going to make you roll investigation, but Frank figured it out. So, after it is clear that all the enemies are dead, you check behind the stage. There is a door. You find a room that looks very familiar. It looks almost exactly like the Project Eternity room you found in Fort Splendor. There are 10 big glass containers full of liquid. But instead of the bodies of the Crown Corp executives, which were the wetware or biological computers for the algorithm, you see there are 9 giant lizards. These are Semuanya's children. The 9 of them they're dead. They're in a kind of vegetative state. They will never wake up. They're dead for all intents and purposes. There's no medical or magical technology that will ever get them to become conscious again. But he was keeping them in the kind of cryostasis to be the computer that is running the predictive algorithm that allows Luna to have such a grip on Valentine.
Smash it.
I would assume that with this basically, if we can keep this in control, we have media at this point. Like, there's not really any taking media away from us now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested in knowing the cover story you give to the public. Maybe that's like a after credit scene. But no, I don't see any way for anyone to take this from you. I want to clarify, when Semuanya died, Saint Luna was not the only child that he used his powers to summon. That Saint Luna was just the one who survived the longest. And as his siblings died, as the orphans of Semuanya died, he was trying to figure out a way to keep them alive, which is part of Project Eternity. It was, yes, a money-making scheme to make all the citizens of Valentine be slaves, but it was also the mind transfer technology also would have let them all be immortal. For free, of course. But so you realize that the whole Project Eternity thing you were told like 3 arcs ago, which was applying to the board of Crown, also applied to this cabal of the last living gods. Nobody else but Solomon knew that. He just told them it was for them. He told the other members of the board all the science was for them, while it was secretly for these people.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
All right, so that's what you find. You guys now control media. Basically, we'll have to, there'll have to be like a statement to the press later of how that happened. You can't say there was a god, or maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you do the Iron Man ending, or you just tell the truth.
Did we just win the game?
Aaron's still up to some shit.
That fuckboy.
Also, Ed's unconscious and not waking up.
Do we know how to use this biological can predict what everyone's gonna do computer? Is this like type in person's name and question mark and we can work shit out?
Good question. I think you'd have to make an intelligence check to figure out if you can use it.
20.
Lenora, do you feel any sort of way about having the blood of this god flowing through your veins?
It's pretty metal.
Also, by the way, that's what you are. You're aware god.
I'm so cool.
That's what's going on. Also, the reason I explained the feeling of being a Nox as the same as the feeling of connecting to the world of forms is because gods are just conduits. Like that, it's just the same thing. That's why.
They're just a big old conduit.
So 19 and 20, you guys succeed. Yes, you know how to figure out how to use this algorithm. It only works on Valentine's citizens, though, because it's based on their internet browsing habits, their bank account, their employment history, all that information.
I want to see if it predicted what just happened. There's no way, right?
No, it predicted that you guys would be overwhelmed by 100 Kraken Banes and killed, or no, taken alive, and then you would be uploaded, which would kill you. And then they'd print new versions of you who are obedient, and then use you as spokesmen to promote this plan to replace all of the workers in Valentine with obedient slaves.
Good thing that we're all complete and utter fools who don't know what the heck we're doing and do totally irrational things for no reason.
Once again, winging it has won the day.
Can we use this to work out... can we use this on Aaron?
No, he's not a Valentine citizen.
Can we use this to work out why Ed isn't waking up?
No. Oh, no, there's no way you could.
Okay.
I mean, part of the problem is that Ed has always been anomalous in the system in the first place because of the fact that there's two people in Ed and one of them... it's oddly situated here.
This is a good time to mention. Part of the reason the algorithm really didn't work on the team, it sort of did, but the reason you guys were so unpredictable and ultimately won was because the system can't account for Martis.
Nice.
It throws off all the calculations. Like the whole thing at the Supreme Court and this whole fight. The system just doesn't think the way he thinks. So it's like there's just a decimal point off, which is why... Luna could never just know exactly, like he couldn't just like put a sniper somewhere and just kill you all without trying, right? There's just something off. That's what it is. You figure that out with the system. I'm just going to say that now. That's why.
Love to murder all the gods every season.
Did that fight feel dangerous? Because that was like the toughest fight I've ever made.
Really? Because I felt really good the whole time.
When you did all but one of my health points in a single attacker's damage,
It's the most confident I've felt in a fight.
I felt like I actually knew what the fuck I was doing in terms of like how to make my character do damage.
Yeah, like I felt like I knew what I was doing.
I was very sad that I didn't get to kill the squishy god.
So, allow me to propose something. If anyone is looking at Ed, you can roll an investigation check.
Frank's gonna come back out and look at him after done with the computer, so what's my investigate?
15.
That's not high enough.
16.
Nope.
26.
Okay. Frank is the only one who's able to kind of notice this. So Ed seems non-responsive, but his eyes are not completely blank. Think of it as like an LCD display that is turned on, but there's no information being displayed on it, but there's still the faint backlight of it. And you can basically see what is amounting to that sort of light flicking on and off rapidly. The eyes are still just solid black to you. You're seeing almost like the faintest of grays flickering on and off in the eyes while the body remains otherwise motionless.
Is there an internet connection? Can Frank Google Warforged eye flicker diagnostic? What does this error code mean?
There is no internet connection down here. In fact, Rosen says, like, we'll clean up the bodies and break the machines and stuff if you guys want to, like, head out. Like, we won, y'all.
Raises for everyone who fought here today.
Pew, pew.
Frank is gonna clue the others in on the eye flashing.
Just carry him out. Keep an eye on him. Tuck him in.
I mean, you do have Beyblade to help carry his body, so
yeah. So I'll summon the Beyblade in to carry, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on him the whole time we take him through.
All right, so Frank, you summon the Beyblade. You put Ed's unconscious body on it, and you guys are going to leave Old Valentine, go back through the tunnels, and back up to the surface.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to talk about anything on the way? A lot just happened.
So I killed a god.
Yeah. I know we went in, like, not wanting bloodshed again, but that was messed up what he was doing, right?
Oh, yeah. No, fuck that guy.
Yeah, monetizing people's fear of death is, a mildly terrifying thing, to put it lightly.
Usually, I feel like if I did a murder, I'd feel bad, but I feel pretty righteous. Like the spirit of justice is flowing through my veins. Maybe that's the apparently god blood I have.
I'm just glad that we're in a position where there's not someone bigger than us trying to kill us.
Right, as of now, I mean...
It's been a while since that's felt like that's the case.
At least till we get back home and have to explain everything, I feel relatively stress-free.
Yeah, there's still the whole... I guess we control the country right now.
No pressure.
Yeah, winging it has got us here, but winging it with...
Millions of people's lives on the line?
Yeah, that's... I don't think we wing that.
Hey, Reese, how you doing over there?
You know what we're going to have to do, or what will have to happen? At some point, everyone's going to have to deal with the fact that Alistair's going to come back and take back control of administration. And with it, all the subsidiaries that we gathered underneath
Well,
it.
wasn't the whole point that Ed did a whole thing with paperwork where, the longer this went on, the more we were legally going to be in control of that company. Also, we control media. We, I guess, now have the ability to just...
We're probably going to have a conversation about Alistair at some point. I do think that Alistair is a pretty reasonable person. She's not going to attack you with her gavels. Like,
she just wants to vacation in Florida.
Yeah. So that's going to be a scene at some point.
Where's the party right now, you think?
Walking through the tunnels on their way back to the subway tracks.
As the party basically gets back to kind of where the session opened,
oh yeah, the fucking Droney Maloney comes around the corner.
I know how to deal with the Droney Maloney.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm just going to walk up to it, and if it shoots me, I'm just going to keep walking up to it,
and
then I'm going to draw an off switch on it and push it.
Oh, that's so cute! I love it. All right, so now you have an unconscious Droney Maloney.
He's taking a nap.
Night.
We'll reprogram him later.
As you pass that point, then the heads on Ed's body start to move a bit, and it seems that he is finally rousing a bit after all that.
Hey, buddy.
Ed looks over to you, and his eyes are solid blue, and he glances at you for a long moment before glancing around a bit. Then you just hear in Martis's voice, "Where's Ed?"
Is he not in your body?
As far as I can tell, no.
Did we lose him?
Your eyes were flickering a bit.
Trying to wake him up, but I couldn't.
Oh no.
As you guys get to the subway tracks, all of your phones start flipping out. Hundreds of messages. Just thousands of notifications. Everyone you've ever met is sending you notifications.
What they say?
They're all just links to this live stream that's happening right now.
What is the live stream of?
You click on the link and it opens up and it's mid-sentence. Aaron of Aaron Aeronautics standing in front of his Ironsoft in the middle of the desert. And he's like just on a spiel. He's been broadcasting for a while. And he says, Solomon Luna does not write the articles that fill your newspapers. Richard Sharp does not make the deals that move the finances around your country. Beatrice Beauregard does not work shifts in her sweat factories. And Alistair does not write the laws. Who decides how Valentine functions? Who decides who is rich and who is poor? Who decides what you deserve? Today, you will decide.
Oh boy.
And you see behind him the Ironsoft lights up. And as the sandstorm moves in behind him and begins to overtake him standing there, you see there's a brilliant flash of white light And the sensation that you all had when you were all hooked up to it begins to come back in your memory, bubble up. And you are all overwhelmed by this otherworldly power that sweeps first across the desert and then across Valentine. You feel it even in the subway tunnel.
Oh boy.
And the stream goes just pure white for like several moments before fading back in. And you see where there was an Ironsoft, a computer in the shape of a tree. There is now floating in the sky, several miles long, a enormous breadth of earth to a layer of concrete and then up into a cityscape. Because floating in the center of the Valentine Desert is Valentine itself. Both cities, stacked one on top of the other, pulled into this reality by the Ironsoft. It is the form of this city, the expression that Aaron has been working all season to perfect, drawing it into this world. And he says, deep within this Valentine itself, there lay a vault, the soul of your city. Claim it and show the whole world what you deserve.
So we have to steal a whole city.
And the sandstorm envelops him and the city as the stream cuts off.
Let's go steal back our city, I guess.
I can't think of a better way to end the episode. That's the last heist. You have to steal Valentine itself.
Oh gosh.
Jesus Christ. You madman!
You believe it's morning, I'm alive, but that's the last thing on my mind. You believe it's morning, I'm alive, but that's the last thing on my mind.
Y'all see him in the street struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from
Lauren.
Austin.
Credits.
Love to credit.
August 2018.
God damn, it's already more than halfway through the year. What the fuck?
You're welcome.
Please no.
I did it. I'm taking credit. Also, credits, music. For August 2018, we have a overclocked remix, Geofractura, an arrangement of Fault Zone from Echo the Dolphin, The Tides of Time.
I love Echo the Dolphin.
I do love Echo the Dolphin too.
It's so hard.
Impossible, actually. Also, Cream, Phonics remix by the Wu-Tang Clan, and Back in the Game, the Phonics remix by the Wu-Tang Clan. Of course, everyone knows this season's all about the cash, and now it's almost over. We're at the end. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Like every season, it's like, oh, this is too much. Time for casual laughing with buds for the first couple episodes. But I also miss my characters at the end of every season, so it's like bittersweet.
Lenora is very good. It's your most OC of OCs, but also the highest body count. So I'm keeping an eye on you.
I'm not. No, I'm just a marshmallow.
All right, executive producers for August. It's a weird month, because Patreon had a bunch of updates and stuff, and a bunch of the credit cards got canceled. So if you're not on the list, I apologize.
Fuck you, Patreon.
I promise it was not my fault, but I have the list they have garnished me with. It's also in alphabetical order for the first time that I'm aware of. So that's another fun little wrinkle. You want to start reading them?
Executive producers for August 2018 are A Flaming Horse's Patoot,
Aki Savalainen,
Albert West,
Andrew Birmingham,
Andrew Fallu, Conduit of Mediocrity Itself,
Andrew Grothin, Anna Michael,
Anthony Sever,
Arjun Koning,
Arna Helgadotir,
Artemis BJJ Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Bristol,
August Rue.
Bloody Roar needs pangolins. It does.
I also need pangolins. Brady Warner.
Fuck. Brent, according to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a B and then it cuts off because you ran out of characters, you sadistic bastard.
I want to know what the B can't do.
It's the script of B movie. It's the first line of the script of B movie.
I've never seen that, and I will continue to do that.
Okay, continuing.
Cameron Abbas.
Carter Rayner.
Christopher Charlow.
Cody Jackson.
Counterfeit.
Daniel Stashik.
Dawn.
Dennis Bankston.
Dennis Pancake Detlefson.
Devin Smith.
Douglas Williamson.
Dr. Tao.
Dr. Goatman.
There's a lot of doctors. We've got a very well read. Some of our listeners are geniuses, and some of them love B-movie.
Damn. Getting Brent.
Dylan.
Einar Johansson.
Ecorin.
Elderly Goose.
Eleanor Nonante sees Periton.
Aline.
No, it's Aline!
Aline!
Indigo Van Dane.
Erwan Lilagadek.
I think that sounds like a hero from Celtish folklore.
It does.
Exos.
Extellaris.
5 purple wands.
Florian H.
You have to say Florian H. Finger guns, finger guns, finger guns. You're the hero of the finger guns.
I'm getting so dunked on this morning. I didn't even fuck anything up, I don't think, yet.
Francois V.
Garrett.
Grimlock.
Harley Astor.
Harrison Andrew.
Hedron Master.
Hustle Bones.
I'm a pretty kitty full of snuggles and violence.
Aren't they all?
Yeah.
Ingmar Grimmin.
Ioannis Soy my name. Love it. Nicolopoulos.
Isaac Arevalo.
Jack Clo. Like the Clo cards?
Jadakins, and then an ASCII picture of a dick.
Dick.
I saw it coming a mile away and it still got me somehow.
James Neely.
Janiac, form of tripping your face off.
Wow, big mood.
Mm-hmm.
Jaspel Singh.
J. Logan, conduit of queerness itself.
Jeff Clark.
Jerry, herself.
Jesse Young.
Joaquin Groening.
John Potts.
John Barnett.
Joseph Tombrello.
Josh Mosier.
Joy Fox.
Jew-Man Jack.
Julian Phillips.
Junk 2.0.
Just the Jester.
Justin Berthasell. Conduit of Ooh itself.
Big same.
Now that totally puts to bed the theory that it's supposed to be a face. Because how would I pronounce it if it was a face? It's ooh woo.
Ooh woo. It's a face and an emotion.
Uh-huh.
Jorgen, conduit of name butchering Winework Ford.
Caster UK.
Kiefer Lowe.
Ken Fursel.
Kevin Dobbins.
Killer Cotton Shizno.
Kitty Foe.
Criterion.
Lana Seawolf.
Las Cruz.
Levy, the young condiment of not mad, just disappointed.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Lindsay Pankhurst.
Lauren Cates.
Luke Powers.
Joe.
You looked at that and you said Joe and not M Joe as if it was the initial of a first name.
I thought it would be funny.
Oh, Madison Lilith McKenzie.
Major Tim.
A Cult of Orphanax.
Matthew B. Hare.
Matthew Weber.
Matthew Lackett.
Mazjin.
Melissa Booker.
Melissa Nielsen.
Mel Teach.
Marissa Donaldson.
Michael Hall.
Miko from Finland.
Morgan Rapp.
Nicholas Dominic.
Niels June Ina Joret. I'm so sorry.
Noah Sudret.
Notorious Stoltz.
Paul Mullen.
Possum Kingdom refugee, come to my house.
No, we need to go to the Possum Kingdom.
That's true. I do love but why are they refugees? Is it a terrible kingdom?
It's too much food.
Oh, they love their garbage.
Primordial Orc.
Pruitt Holcomb.
Puck.
Quench the Void.
Random Web Person.
Razumi Yazura.
Rainier the Conduit of Being Stoned.
No, it's me. Robert Dakin.
Ryan Brown.
Salad Child.
Samantha is meing in Tallahassee rain. I don't know what that means.
Samantha, are you here?
What are you doing?
Oh no.
Samantha.
Seraph Stone.
Scott Cummings.
Scotty Vilhard.
Sean Lyons Burke.
Sean, the host of Funk Dunk Plays.
Sevard Akrasamova.
Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong.
Stay tuned.
Sweaty Cucumber.
Just a little status update on the cucumber. Sydney Marsing.
The cast of Dungeons the Gathering.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim podcast credits edition. See, they said they've ported it to every platform, but now it's true. It wasn't true until it was in the podcast credits. Thank you.
Oh no, the ghost of Professor Blackwood.
You know I had to do it to him. The Hadsels.
The Most Wise Guru.
Paladin's Wife.
Toby Gleason Stack.
Toshir Kuru.
Shanus.
Viger Arnston.
Victoria Melito.
Vizzy Huggles.
Wayne Hodgins, birthday July 30th. Dang, happy birthday, bro.
Just snuck a little birthday wish in there for yourself. That's fun. Ziphosaurus.
Yam!
Z, 23,619. You didn't like the way I did it last time. How did you like it that time?
Jean Valjean's number in Les Mis is 2. No, wait. I thought it was. Never mind.
Oh no, you thought you had a reference and it's not the right reference.
Oh God, no, my brain did it bad.
I literally thought this, now that we're far enough into it, I can reveal, I thought this was going to be the Les Mis season. I literally thought that it was just going to be like barricades in the street at some point.
Do you hear the Sneeple sing? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else do we do at this part?
We talk about animals.
Oh no, sketch.bandcamp.
Yeah, sketch.bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Moms, I can't word.
Chris Larios at patreon.com/weekly manga recap. That's where he weekly manga recaps. Laura, kotaku.co.uk. Lauren, Rargalicious on Twitter.
Oh, that's me.
That is you. I am patreon.com/Austin as I said, Patreon's being weird, so help. Please help. I'm dying. We're all dying, but
He's dying.
I'm double dying now because the website did bad. What else? Anywhere on Podbean, Google Play, YouTube. We're probably places I don't even know, but if you just do the things that you're allowed to do there, just click all around. Just click on stuff, see what feels right. I don't know, algorithms?
Yeah, love to click.
You gotta click, really. That's it, right?
Yeah, thanks to all the cats and dogs listening.
Mm-hmm.
Love you guys.
I met a new cat recently.
Yeah, you're like obsessed with her, and you hate my cats all of a sudden.
Her name's Penelope, and she's a princess, and your cats are goblins.
Fuck off!
Your cats are goblins. Penelope is a perfect lady, a princess, a queen. I stand for this queen.
You're a goblin!
Got you in bed with a goblin. Kissing goblins.
Kissing goblins.
Goblin vomit.